Have you ever thought about where your produce comes from? Most grocery chains receive produce from various local and national farmers. In fact, there are about 3.4 million farmers in the United States today. But of that staggering number, only 45,000 are Black farmers. At the Better Buggy, we are a proud group of Atlanta-based Black-owned farmers, selling produce locally and nationwide. Our easy-to-navigate online platform makes it easy for you to make a one-time purchase or to simplify your life by subscribing to our weekly produce box. Whichever frequency you choose, you can order with confidence, knowing you'll receive 100% organic, farm-fresh produce. If you're looking for a thoughtful gift for a loved one that they'd actually find useful, be sure to pop by our online store where you can snag a gift card your recipient can use to order their own produce and t-shirts. Ready to start supporting local Black-owned farms and making healthier food decisions? Visit thebetterbuggy.com now to start shopping.
When you look at the calendar, technically we're not really in summer just yet, but Mother Nature has other plans. Starting it a little bit early for some of these cities, this 90-degree day is going to be a couple of weeks earlier than we normally would see it. The main focus for today is going to be across regions of the Southeast and the Mid-Atlantic, but you'll start to see it spread into other areas as we go later on into the upcoming week. Starting today, look at these areas that are 10, even 15 degrees above normal. Atlanta possibly having their first 90-degree day today. Washington, D.C. getting up to about 92. That's about 15 degrees above their normal high this time of year. And again, you see it's in the Southeast, spreading maybe a brief reprieve on Monday for some of the northern cities, but notice the entire southern tier of the U.S. just stays hot for much of the entire upcoming week. You're talking 60 potential record highs starting today, carrying all the way into Wednesday. So again, for some of these cities, it's not just one day of record heat. It's going to be multiple days of record heat. Atlanta looking at 90s pretty much starting tomorrow all the way through the upcoming week. Same thing for Charleston, Nashville, Washington, D.C. You see that little dip on Monday. They have rain in the forecast. But then notice once you get to Wednesday, you're right back up again into the 90s. And we talked about this. For some of these areas, this is well ahead of schedule. June 3rd is when we should normally be having our first 90-degree day in New York. They're going to get one the next couple of days. Boston also looking to hit 90 over the next couple of days. They don't normally get their first 90-degree day until June 8th. Even Atlanta, what you would think of as, Christy, we often call it hot Atlanta, but we typically don't average our first 90-degree day for several more days from now.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is a heat dome that's going to be covering a big portion of the East Coast. Now, in April, we had some days that hit 90. We had some days in the upper 80s. We had, right now, several days in May that hit up in the 90s. A lot of this we don't see until we get, towards the end of May and possibly like the beginning of June. We start seeing temperatures like that, but it's way early this year. And if you remember, we had a pretty bad winter, especially Texas. We'll never forget what happened to Texas. And now the heat is coming, and they said it is going to be a hot year in 2021. And I believe it. I believe it. So this is May 23rd, 2021, CNN. So they're saying 30% of the country will be feeling temperatures at least 90 degrees or higher. And they're saying that records are being broken. Temperatures are now 10 to 15 degrees above normal. And more than 70 daily heat records are being broken in the country every day. 70 different locations are reporting heat waves and breaking records. Some cities such as Atlanta, Nashville, Tennessee, Baltimore, and Montgomery, Alabama are forecast to have multiple days of record heat. Some places got a head start Saturday as temperatures crept up to the low 90s setting, or Breaking records, including Atlantic City, New Jersey, hitting 94 degrees. Yeah, that's about where we were. Georgetown, Delaware, hit 93 degrees. And, this is not a common thing in these areas, breaking a previous record of 92 in 1996. There will be a brief break for 2 days in the mid-Atlantic and Northeast cities. Wow. So even Boston was in the low 90s on Sunday. And usually they're like around the 70s, but they were in the 90s. And also in the 90s, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, New York will experience similar temperature roller coasters. Boston, New York, and Lexington, Kentucky typically see their first 90-degree day after June 1st. However, each one of these cities have seen those temperatures at least once over the past 5 days. Washington, D.C. is forecast to have multiple days above 90 degrees, including Wednesday, which is forecast to hit 97. Woo, 97 in Washington, D.C. Oh, man. Okay. And their average 95 or higher degree day doesn't usually arrive until June 21st. The intense heat this early tends to, this means it's going to be a pretty hot summer, y'all. We're going to be blasting these ACs all over the country. The intense heat this early tends to catch people off guard. So make sure you stay hydrated, wear light colored clothing, wear sunscreen. We know who they're talking about. Wear sunscreen, and never leave people or pets outside or in a car on a hot day. Yeah, when it gets 97 outside and you got a big dog, yeah, it might be a bit too much. You bring that pet in the house. All right, y'all. Please tell me what you think. These people gonna be burning the F up. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.